try to dodge what's really important, and that's Trump and him wanting to destroy America for a couple of dollars for him and his friends. That needs to be the main topic. That should be blasted every single day. That should be like, at this point, something we memorize. Like CNN, Trump is a fascist. So one thing that I've been kind of noticing, especially the past like month and a half, 2 months, is it's a clear double standard that's being applied in regards to Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. Like, it's almost night and day, and not too many people are talking about that. And what we're about to watch is Charlamagne schooling CNN on this obvious double standard. And some of the notes that I've written down, kind of thinking about, some of the conversations that only Harris is having, and no one seems to care what Trump has to say about Israel and the Palestinian people. Like, he's never made a solid position on what he thinks is going on now and what he would do if he was president. It's always like we have to hear through the grapevine, or we have to hear, what he's saying in the rally, kind of like sugarcoating it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to details of his plan, 60%, 80%, 100% on tariffs. Like, why do you want to put tariffs, and how is that going to benefit us? Because the people who know the economy are saying that's a bad idea. So explain that. We need detail. Everyone's been crying about Harris not having a policy or details, and she has 9 pages of what she's going to do for the black community. So where's Donald Trump in that conversation? When it comes to job experience, everyone wants to say she's not qualified. I mean, if you look at her history, despite of what you think of her history, she has a history. Donald Trump doesn't. And I don't count the 4 years, because that's on the job experience. He's never had experience before that. Harris has been in the Senate. She's been attorney general. She's been a district general. So she's been in the system. She's been in government way longer than Trump has. When it comes to not fixing the border wall, what has Trump succeeded when he was in office? And I don't want to hear no executive orders, because to me, that's just a big cop out. I want to hear legislation that he actually had to make a deal with the Democrats and the Republicans to make something solid and firm, so the next president who comes in can't just wipe it out. What has he done for the border? Oh, no, exactly. So why are we only focusing on Harris and what she wants to do when it comes to Harris being black or not? Once again, I done said it a million times, I don't care. I don't care if she's Mexican, really. But can we question Trump's race? How much of a white person he is? I want to break it down to the percentage so I can know if he's white or is he white. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's have that conversation. When it comes to reparations, what is Trump planning on doing on reparations? But no, black folks want to grill Harris on what she's going to give to black folks in regards to reparations. But we don't have that conversation when it comes to Republicans. I don't know either. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and hear Charlamagne school Anderson Cooper. I almost called him Jake Tapper. They all kind of look the same to me. But let's hear Charlamagne school this fool.
I think that her saying that she believes Donald Trump is a fascist got a lot of headlines because it was the first time she said it. She's been going along for days saying Mark Milley said he's a fascist. This person said this. You raised the question of authenticity in your interview with her, and that was an authentic moment where she says, yeah, I do think he's a fascist. And I think that's why it had a reaction. Donald Trump, he, for whatever you think about him, if you like him, if you hate him, he is certainly who he is. He's shown us who he is every single day.
Yeah, which is a fascist. And it's crazy because you still don't have news networks having that conversation. Like when somebody says, when somebody questions Kamala Harris's blackness or is he a DEI hire, y'all will have roundtable discussions about that, asking that question. How come you're not having roundtable discussions asking, is Donald Trump a fascist? Actually not even asking it, stating it. I mean, when you look at the things that he's talking about doing, jailing journalists, jailing his political opponents, turning the military on American citizens. The guy said he wanted to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. How come that is not the topic of discussion on networks like CNN every day?
But hold on, Anderson. Let me answer for you, because the mainstream media doesn't want to get into the details of what a fascist president looks like in the USA, and they have to actually get into the details and the knowledge of what Trump is saying and this and this. That's doing too much. But you know what's going to get you clicks and what's going to get a lot of people to watch your videos? Is she black or not? Is Miss Harris black? Is she really black? You know what I'm saying? What is she going to do reparations? Like all this stupid stuff. You know, does she really want to trans illegal immigrants? Like, what are we talking about? Let's talk about what's important. But unfortunately, that's not going to get you clicks. And my channel proves it, because when I talk about substantive things, I don't hear nobody. You know, so go ahead, Anderson.
Do you think that, I mean, you were raising this with Kamala Harris about her own authenticity, about her own willingness to just, you know, say things that aren't crafted. Do you think she needs to do more of that? You know, Trump's going to go. Trump's going to go. Apparently, Trump's going on, is going to tape a thing with Joe Rogan. Do you think she should do that?
I think that she should keep calling Donald Trump a fascist. And I think that Americans need to keep looking at the rhetoric of Donald Trump, because I don't know why we're even thinking about electing somebody who's talking about putting people in camps. I don't know why why we want to elect somebody who's talking about mass deportation. I don't know why we're having this conversation about somebody who wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. Aren't we supposed to be a patriotic country? Whenever somebody like Colin Kaepernick takes a knee in this country, everybody talks about, oh, that's so unpatriotic. But a guy can say he wants to terminate the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election and nobody cares.
And
like even me bringing it up now, you brought it back to Kamala and Joe Rogan. Anderson?
Yeah.
Who gives a damn?
Well, I mean, I think you give a damn who's elected president, and
yeah,
I'm
especially
asking
if that
you.
president is a fascist. That's talking about putting people in camps. That's talking about, once again, terminating the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. That's talking about, you know, jailing his political opponents. Yeah. Like, that rhetoric doesn't scare people.
Well, we talk about this every single. This is what
I don't think
I've been talking about this
enough.
every night.
I don't think y'all have enough conversations about it. I feel like I heard more on this network about is Kamala Harris black than I do about, you know, Donald Trump being a fascist.
Well,
am I wrong, Angela?
Honestly, that's bullshit. I'm sorry.
Oh, I like that.
I'm not. Look, I'm a huge fan of yours.
Okay.
But to say that we're sitting around discussing is Kamala Harris black, like
I've seen that. I've seen those roundtable discussions a lot. Now that's bullshit, Anderson. For you to say that y'all don't have those conversations.
I've never asked somebody is.
Oh, I'm not saying
Kamala
you.
Harris
I said the network.
He said the network.
I don't think anyone I don't think any anchor on this network has been going around saying, is she black?
And that's a lie, because I even covered a CNN video discussing, is she really black or not, or how black she is. Trust me. Just be honest and be like, you know, we have all kind of conversations, but don't try to sit here and try to dodge what's really important, and that's Trump and him wanting to destroy America for a couple of dollars for him and his friends. That needs to be the main topic. That should be blasted every single day. That should be like, at this point, something we memorize. Like CNN, Trump is a fascist. Like, that should be the new, like, logo. You know what I'm saying? Like, Trump's face that says fascist. So we need to make sure we're being honest in these conversations that we're having.
Y'all have never had
we have had. Look, I'm sure we have had, you know, nutty people or people who have strongly held beliefs who I may disagree with, who somewhere on some panel have said something. But
Yeah.
I will just
But
speak
even-
up for what I do on the show. I do believe it's important to get people different viewpoints as long as they're willing to have a legitimate conversation. What I don't like are surrogates who come out and just spout talking points that they don't even believe, and those are people I tried to eliminate from having ever on the air again.
I think no network has honest conversations about Donald Trump. Nobody's had honest conversations about Donald Trump since 2016. I saw last night they were talking about, the double standard that exists between Donald Trump and the vice president, but it's always a double standard with Trump, whether it's with Hillary, whether it's, against Biden, now with Kamala. We talk about him being a threat to democracy, but we don't treat him like one.
I don't know what you've been watching, but I don't know of any Trump supporters out there or people who like him who are tuning in to me every night to try to get, to be validated in their opinions. I don't know. I don't know. I disagree.
I don't think it's about validating. What do you mean, validating the Trump?
Well, you're saying that we're not. That I guess you're saying I'm not discussing all the things he is saying and doing and pointing it out and talking to, what John Kelly. I mean, this has been discussed. There's nobody. Let me just say, there is nobody on the planet who has not heard and seen pretty much everything Donald Trump has said and knows.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Well, knows who he is, whether they believe it or not, whether they care or not.
When the vice president said that to you last night, she said, "I don't think enough people know." I 100% believe enough people have not heard his rhetoric. What do you think, Angela?
I was just about to say, can y'all tag me in? I'm never doing this with y'all ever again.
Angela, yes. It's the
and after this, they're gonna kind of divert to another conversation, but a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people don't understand that Trump is a fascist. You need to look that up and understand. And one thing that I see that fascists do and do it well, and this is something that I think Trump is naturally good at doing, is pinning one person against another while hiding the real issue. Hey, black folks, the illegal immigrants are stealing your jobs. Hey, white people, illegal immigrants are taking up your schools. Pinning people against other people while hiding the real enemy is, in my opinion, what's needed to create that fascist system. Because now no one's paying attention to you, and you're presenting yourself as someone who has the solution, and that solution is going to be the destruction of a group of people, unfortunately. But we need to stop using kid gloves when having conversations about Trump. We need to be honest, and it almost might be too late, because if you're watching this when I drop this, I mean, it's almost like a week and some change to election, and it almost feels like it's too late, because I don't think people understand what a fascist is and how Trump is already in that. He's already operating in that world, and if he brings that to the second term, it's gonna suck for me and you regardless. So once again, if you guys want to continue this conversation, if you disagree with anything that I said in this video, go ahead, hit the Discord link down below so we can continue this talk 101, or let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And like always, let's have that conversation.